Saxon, hello. Thanks for coming on the program this morning. This is such an important issue. When you see those videos, and I've had a look at all the ones that are available, what do you think?
I think it's wonderful. You know, I think we think back not too long ago, this kind of campaign, especially from a government, would not be seen, and it wouldn't be seen as explicitly as it's set out in these videos. It wouldn't be seen, you know, we would have maybe seen things we've seen in the past where we talk around the issue. But this, you know, is a really positive, really wonderful, really head-on campaign about sexual consent.
Yeah, it does remind me, Saxon, about the Milkshake videos that came out, and people were just confused by those. I think we might have some vision of it. Yeah, it was, you know, a girl sort of smashing a milkshake into a bloke's face, and somehow that was supposed to be educating young people about consent.
Yeah.
What do these videos do? Not the milkshake video. What do these new videos do for this whole issue, for the society view of consent?
I think it's really important to discuss it head on, to not kind of try and talk our way around it. I think that uncomfortability comes through in our education of sexual consent, and it comes through when we're actually engaging in trying to actively seek this consent. So we need to remove that awkwardness, that uncomfortability, because it doesn't need to be there. And I think these campaigns, these ads do that really well. You know, it's showing a couple, two people who want to engage in an act, and then positively, politely, they decide, oh, let's do something different. That is totally fine, and I think these ads show that it's totally okay to do that. It's not confusing, it's not awkward, it's just part of the whole experience.
And here we have the sexual consent laws in place in New South Wales today. You were just 18 when you were assaulted. Now we're seeing people taking action. What else needs to be done? What more do you want to see put in place?
Well, I think these laws are incredible, of course, but we can't do them in isolation. Pretty much nothing around, you know, this horrible scourge of sexual violence we see across Australia can be done in isolation. So with these laws, we need to make sure that we're seeing more and more campaigns like the one that the government have put out. We need to make sure that we're having relationship and sexuality education in schools that is comprehensive, that is from beginning to end. You know, we need to keep having these conversations and making sure that, you know, this spotlight that we have on it right now doesn't get wasted. We don't do the bare minimum. We go above and beyond so that we don't have to keep having these reckonings of sexual violence in Australia.
And certainly over the last year or two, we've seen it again just dominating the headlines. But do you feel that there has been some progression?
I definitely feel that way. You know, not only are we seeing law changes in New South Wales, we're seeing potential changes in the Victorian law. You know, it's being discussed more and more by people actually in power, with the power to change things. And hopefully, you know, people are actually taking notice. I think not so long ago, there were no votes won or lost in sexual violence campaigning. You know, politicians didn't really have to answer for it. And I think now that they do have to answer for it. And so hopefully that means things will keep happening. It won't just be a quick blip in the cycle.
Saxon, really appreciate you coming on to speak about this and to continue